Hello. So Web3 development is fundamentally broken. I'm Connor Howe, the co-founder of Enso. I've been building full-time Onchain for the last 9 years, starting in 2016. Enso has built 2 consumer-facing products and pivoting it into infrastructure that allows people to build applications really quickly and easily on-chain. The agenda of today's talk is to give you a bit of context of developer tooling of Web 2 and Web 3, an overview of Enso, who uses Enso, and then how Enso really is the engine that powers Web 3. If you're building a product, whether you're in Web 2 or you're in Web 3, what really matters is being able to go to market, validate your product, get users, and then get more users through distribution. If you're building successful startups, you don't spend years theorizing or theoreticals. You simply experiment, you fail, you learn, and you do it all over again. Similar to what the CEO of Coinbase said, action produces information. Just keep on doing stuff and you get more information. In the Web 2 world, this is completely true. We have teenagers, we have children, we have adults, hobbyists developing applications over the weekend. You may not know, but Zapier, one of the largest automation tooling in Web 2, was built over the weekend. It's a multi-billion-dollar company. The famous game that we all know and love back in the day, Flappy Bird, was built by 1 developer in 3 days. And in crypto, we have no apps. We have over 4.7 million applications in the Web 2 world, and we have a measly 4,800. Because we don't have any tooling. The Web 2 world has tooling for developing games such as Unity Engine, Unreal Engine, where you can code and create the visualization. In designs, you have Figma, you have Sketch, where I can create a component, and then people can reuse this within the websites as well. For websites, you've got Wix, Framer, Infra, you have Vercel, Netlify. Regardless of what these tools do, they have 3 core components in common. Being able to reuse what you've built, i.e. I create an item in a game, maybe it's a health potion, somebody can then reuse that in their application as well. There's sustainable marketplaces that live on top of all of these tooling. I can sell the rights to be able to use that health potion within my application. And also, it's not just about money. People like the social recognition of being able to create something and other people use this within their products. And I fundamentally think, as an industry, we are so misguided. And we've been misguided for years, and we need to change our thought process. If we want people to use crypto holistically and to use this technology, we don't need higher TPS, we don't need higher block sizes, we don't need more storage, we don't need X, Y, and Z narrative that you will be sold over and over again. Whether your blockchain has 10 million TPS, whether you have mega decentralized or the big blocks, if you have no applications on your chain, you have no users. Thus, you're a ghost chain, and you're fundamentally vaporware / a bit fraud, in my opinion. So in theory, in Web 3, we should have more applications. We're permissionless. We don't need licenses. We don't need approval from the App Store or the Google Play Store. But it's the complete opposite, because we're incentivizing the wrong behavior. And we have no abstraction tooling that Web 2 offer. In Web 3, as a developer, you're being asked to build the Ethernet cables that connect all of the internet together before you could even start testing your idea and your product. You have to integrate each chain manually. You have to understand the underlying programming language, whether that's Solidity, Rust, or Move. You need to build your on-chain contracts to integrate those protocols. You need to know auditors. You need to get these audited. You need to integrate indexers. You need to raise private money. You need to integrate RPC endpoints. And what this all really results in is you're spending $500,000 before you can even test your idea. It's broken. How many blockchains do we think there are? From 0 to 50, raise your hand. 50 to 100, 500 plus, 1,000 plus. Okay, so everyone's around 500. There's over 1,000 blockchains. I was astounded whenever I saw this. It's nuts. Why do we need 1,000 blockchains? We don't. Let's be real. There's over 43 million smart contracts that live on Ethereum alone. Just for developing a product on one chain, you're having to spend 6 to 8 months and $500,000 before you can test your idea. Again, Web3 development is broken. And this is where Enso comes in. We allow you to focus on what matters, which is product, community, and distribution. We've tested our theory of people developing their applications over the weekend. The probability of having 4.8 million apps versus 4,800 of what's going to get normal people to really use this technology, we need to get into that space. So the Web3 Zapier automation tool called Unplug built their MVP without Enso in 7 months. They rebuilt all of their integration suite in a day and a half. If we can play the video with sound. I sent it. You don't have it? Huh? Yeah, I sent it earlier. Tell me if you can't do it and I can move on. Oh. You should have a YouTube link. It's a screenshot. You need to go to YouTube. Right, let's continue. If you get a video up, just start rolling it. So Enso has over 100+ enterprise companies using us in production. We've enabled over $15 billion on chain. We have over 60 million requests per month. We have over 1,900 hobbyist developers using us on a day-to-day basis. Don't trust me. Look at the stats and look at the people that are using us. The fundamental issue of this industry is being able to read and write on chain. Whether you're building a project with an AI, real-world assets, whether you're launching a new chain like Bearer Chain that fully relied upon our infrastructure for $3.1 billion in 3 days, or your cross-chain, DEXs, asset management, NFTs, you get the point, right? The fundamental issue is how do you read and write on chain, and Enso can solve this for you. Like I said, don't trust, verify. Uniswap worked with us. We powered the Bearer Chain launch of 3.1 billion, Stargate, Layer 0, and the whole shebang. Enso is infrastructure that allows you to focus on what matters, which is your community, distribution, and your product. You may have not heard about us before, and that's fine. But you may have heard of some of the launches, and that's our infrastructure underneath that can allow you to really focus on your product. Whether you're a large enterprise or you're hobbyist developers, you really should have this response, which is, lol, that was so easy. This is one of the largest protocols in the whole space that I can't mention the name that will go live this week. They have tens of billions of TVL. They wanted a feature using Enso from start to finish in production in an hour and a half. It's unheard of. Because building on chain is hard due to manual redundant integrations. You continuously maintaining these as well. You have to have this internal blockchain knowledge as well. And every single protocol and smart contract on chain is not standardized. Let's say you want to simply offer lending from Morpho, Aave, or Euler. Every single function signature is unique. Every single parameter is unique. Whereas with Enso, you can come along and say, I want to lend a Morpho, I want to lend an Aave, and I want to lend on Euler, for example. When using Enso, you can access over 250+ on-chain protocols as of today. This is ranging from on-chain and off-chain data, such as TVL, APY, logos, input tokens, output tokens, balances. We also offer you the DeFi routing, and you can combine actions on-chain into one simple shortcut. Enso is your shortcut to building on-chain applications. What a shortcut really is saying, hey, I want to lend, I want to borrow, I want to swap, and I want to loop, all within one transaction. And we provide that out of the box for you. Now with Enso, you can really just build a front end. You don't need to care about all the underlying infrastructure that should create this flywheel effect for this industry. But like I said earlier, Ethereum has 43 million smart contracts. It's over 1,000+ different blockchains. It shouldn't be expected for Enso developer team to hire thousands of developers to add this into our stack for you to consume. So the way that we kind of scale this, which is actually an announcement today, is we're starting the first phase of the Enso network. Where now, if you're a DeFi protocol or you're a chain yourself, you can now start adding directly to the Enso infrastructure. Similarly, how DeFi Llama operates. You add your protocol to DeFi Llama so you can get visibility of what data is on your protocol. Now, with Enso, you can add your protocol for also data and also execution. That gives you from day one over 100+ enterprise companies using your product from day one, and over 1,900 different hobbyist developers. This is self-service. If you want to add your protocol, you can simply just add it yourself now. You don't need to even talk to us. All of this is powered by the Enso network. We have 3 different network participants. One is the action provider, which is what we've opened up as of today, where you're adding how to interact with particular smart contracts on-chain. Whenever a request comes into Enso, let's say, for example, I want to enter into Aave, borrow, swap, and then re-enter, like a loop, these graphers will understand that request, and they will combine all of these actions together to give you one call data solution. These people don't care what the data is. They don't care what the request is. They're purely algorithmic guys that build algos to combine things together. Once the solution has been generated, validators will then simulate this transaction, and then this will be given as a response to the requester. People don't know this, but we built an open source version of Tenderly. It's called Temper. Temper your emotions before it executes on chain. This was used by CowSwap for all of their transactions for a number of months. This is a tool that's used inside of here. The response time for this is under 2 seconds. I think it's 4 milliseconds. Other people have 2-second response times. It's the best in the industry. What all of this results in is a shared network state. Similar to a world map, right? World map, you have all the different cities, all the different countries, and right now as an industry, you have over 1,000 chains, and there's going to be more chains that grow, and we're expecting developers to understand all of this one by one before they can even test their product. What Enso holistically does is put all this information into one place, allowing you to integrate one tool and get access to the whole ecosystem. And product beats paper. Put your mouth where your money is. Ship a product. Stop selling narratives. You know, what will you build now that you're able to really build only a front end? There's no more excuses. There's no more $40 million plus fundraise to spend 4+ years. You can now build your product and release it really quickly and easily. If you really want to build a DeFi app, and again, I put my money where my mouth is, in 30 minutes, we have a workshop in, it's 5:45 upstairs. You can build a DeFi application from start to finish. Cross-chain, all of these different executions across over 250+ protocols. We have a limited amount of t-shirts as well that were only being given out at this workshop. So yeah, thank you very much, and I hope you can see that Web3 development really is broken without Enso. Thank you.
Thank you, Connor.